Hey there, and welcome to this video. Today we're going to be going back to more Forza tutorials, as I am now back to the game after spending some time playing Need for Speed Heat. I hope you guys have been playing it and enjoying the new title. It is absolutely amazing compared to the last few, but we're going to hear about Need for Speed. That's my cinematic stuff for later. Today we're here for action photography. Now in the terms of that, that is movement. So instead of parking your car up and taking a nice photo of a sunset with it, we're going to be getting some action shots. We're going to take this BRZ, we're going to drift it around the airport here in the Lego Island, or Lego Valley, whatever it's called. I think it's Lego Valley. Yeah, that doesn't matter at the moment anyway. But we're going to take this BRZ, we're going to drift it around, we're going to race it up and down here, and I'm going to show you how to do different shots with this. I would do with more people, but at the moment it's just me online, so we're going to go through, and we're going to get this done. So, let's just get straight into it. No songs, no intros or anything, just straight into it. So first off, we're going to start off with just a rolling shot. So we get it right about here. Very nice speed, we got the white line there, and a bit of effect. So now, if we were doing this normally, so I'll put my settings back to the way they would be, so it's about here. So we're doing this normally, that's what it would look like. 2.7 times zoom, sitting on the tracking, focus mode. That's what the photo would look like. We'd have to come right in, we do that. That's not too bad, but the only amount of motion we're getting, well, the only parts that are actually getting motion, are the wheels and a bit of the ground in front of us, but we have that much, or the aperture, the way it's set to being 20 I believe, yeah 20, is blurring that motion out, so there's no sense of motion. Now, in order to fix that, what you do is this focus mode here, which I never spoke about in the last one because I didn't understand it, but I've learned how to use it, is if you look in the background, so you see here everything just sort of blurs, it just adds depth of field. But if you go panning, you start to see it's not like that anymore. There's a sense of motion. Like, already as this looks like something off the front of like a Fast and Furious poster. But with that, as you've also noticed, the car is very blurry. The only thing in focus is the, if I go right here, the DDS logo. Everything else is blurry. So, in order to counter this, we can go all the way back here. As you can see, the car doesn't look as blurry, but you're also really far away. So, in order to do action shots, what you have to do is you have to sit far back, so everything becomes more focused on your target. But if you sit back here, as you can see, it doesn't look as blurry. But your car's a tiny little speck on the screen. I could probably fit 50 of that on the screen right now, that one car. So, what we do, we increase our zoom. Now this is the only time I would recommend doing it, because doing really crazy zooms sometimes doesn't work so well, but what I actually like to do is I add another 7 times zoom on top of it. So, we bring it up to a 9.7 times zoom. Put that right there, and if you look at that, more of the car is now in focus. You can see the whole front bumper, and right at the end of the front Rocket Bunny fender, you can start to see it starts to blur. And that instantly gives you a feel of motion. So I'm going to save that photo. Thumbnail quality right there. So that's a moving shot. Just a plain, simple, just driving forward. Now, if you want, you can change it up. Depending on where you position your car, the blur will, or the focus will change. So if I put it, say, here, you'll see that the car is more in focus completely, and the shot still has a sense of motion. So you can do the same thing from behind. Put it up there. This one a bit more is in focus because of the angle we're doing it on. It's a bit flatter instead of being right along the front of it. So that one works well too. Now, we've done a rolling shot. You can do it in other ways. You can pitch the car up, or the camera up high on a higher angle looking at the front and get some really neat shots. There's heaps of ways you can do this, and that's why I love the rolling shots, as I've started using them a lot more for my photos on social media. But now we're going to go to the next shot, and the next type of shot we're going to do is drifting. I know Forza is known for its drifting. I'm a part of a drift team, as you can see on the back. It's DDS, or Drifting Defined. So I actually do photos for the team. I compete in their more private comps, as I'm not at their level. I enjoy my drifting, I'm good at it, but I'm not to the degree that they are. So gonna get this thing going sideways, get some good angle, and we'll get around this crater like that. To give it a sense of we've come close to it. So we got a bit of snow, which is gonna make it look quite nice too. So we'll bring it out. Another neat thing, if you want to do it, it sort of helps with taking the photos. When you're zooming in, pull back on the left stick. So what it does, so if I do it the opposite way, and if I zoom out and push forward, it sort of keeps the car there. And then if I zoom in, pull out, you can sort of still see what you're looking at. So you can get that zoom just right. If we do that, you can see we have all the snow. Pretty sure, yep, it's still set to panning. So the angle we're on, not so much sense of speed from behind because of the way we're facing and the way the car's moving, but it's still a really nice shot. But if we turn it, I believe we do this right. Should be about here is when it starts to do it from the front shot. There we go. You do it from the front there. I'll take that, it's a nice photo. You can see that the background has got motion to it, and it looks like you're going really fast in that corner, going sideways. Really nice action shot, looks super realistic. Leave the dirt on there, looks like you've been doing this for a little bit, and you haven't just started drifting and taking the first photo. So it's the same thing with this again. You can shoot from the back, get that weight transfer, looks really nice. I'll say the one too, don't know if I'll use that one. Yeah, not too bad. But what we're going to do now is we're going to start moving on to just taking a corner. So what we'll do for this one actually is, instead of doing it in the airport like we've done the last two, I'm going to drive up here. There's a nice bend up here with the ramp, and also it's got some nice trees, so it mixes up the aesthetics and the visual appeal of this actual photo. Bring it around. So if we're lucky and there's no air on the inside, cut on the no, cut through here. Take the photo there. So now what we can do, zoom into 9.7, the car's just below this, so that, bring it back. Now that's obviously too bright, so I'll drop my exposure a bit, drop down to 50. Now as you can see, I've left a bit of the plants of these Lego plants in front. And what that will do is it sort of makes a border. Now I talked about this in the last video, photography tutorial, about making borders. So what that's done is it's made a border, so you look at it and go, okay, it's pretty colours, and you look up and you go, there's the BRZ. Nice and clean, you can see it's got some motion, it's going fast. But on top of that, these plants also have a sense of motion with the way the blur is affecting them. So you go, okay, well, it's got some bit of speed in front, a lot of speed up the back, it's sitting, you can tell it's not going stupidly fast, it's not going really slow, it's at a nice high speed pace, and looks really nice. And another thing also to keep in mind is, if you see how the left tail light is blurry but the right isn't, the focus will be affected depending on where you focus on the car. If I go there, the left's more in focus, the right is somewhat blurry, so if you hit right in the middle, your rear bumper is going to be completely in focus. Going to throw a slight tilt in there, add a bit of pizzazz, and we'll take a photo. It looks quite nice. Now see if we can do the moving shot from above. So should be able to do it on that. Perfect. That was a bit of a fluke that we had a bit of a water puddle, but with that it adds a bit of texture to the ground. Go to, where is it? There is 9.7. If we do this, now look at that sensor speed. So if you want to adjust this, you do not adjust your aperture. What you do is you actually adjust your shutter speed for these. Once you start moving, aperture stops becoming a thing. So what we do, we halve it, we put it on 15. That's not too bad. Maybe we'll put it on 20. Get a bit more sense of motion. Perfect. That's a really, really nice shot. That is pretty much, that's desktop wallpaper worthy. If you want to take it further, bring it out a bit, focus in on it again, tilt your camera, boom. Well, we'll try and get this correct. There you go, 90-degree roll, and there you go, have it. There's a mobile wallpaper. That looks really nice. I might actually make that mine. But that will pretty much conclude today's very simple tutorial. If you want to know what settings I have, just scroll through the video. You should see them all there. A recommendation with my settings is to definitely put the adjust the brightness. So if white's coming out too bright, drop the brightness. If it's too dark, say you're at night time and you want to get a nice night shot, but there's no lights around in the area, bump that brightness up until it looks exactly as you want it. You won't be able to get a daytime shot at night using the brightness or anything. You will just wash all the colours out and it won't look as nice. But that should help anyone wanting to get into doing motion shots and get that nice blur effect. It also does well with lights. I'll put a photo on the screen right now of FH4. I believe it's the 595. A really nice shot at the festival. It looks absolutely amazing. No edits, nothing. The light streaks you see are directly from it. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, comment what you'd like me to do next. I'm always up for doing things that people want to see. So if you want truck photography, if you want Motorsport 4 photography, or Motorsport 7 photography, Need for Speed Heat photography, you want anything different on Need for Speed Heat, certain cars and cinematics or something, or any recommendations, please comment below what you thought. Tell me if this has helped you out. If it has, that is amazing. I've had a lot of positive responses about the last video, and it was absolutely amazing to hear. So hopefully this has helped you with motion photography. Subscribe if you definitely want to see more. I'm going to be trying my best to do more as we come to the Christmas holidays. You guys are all going to be on holidays enjoying it. If you're in Australia or any of those locations where it's usually summer. So keep an eye out. I'm going to try and at least post once a week. It's either going to be a cinematic or a tutorial. So keep an eye out. Comment would you like to see more. Definitely like it if you made it to the end of the video. Definitely. And sorry for the rambling on. That's just how I am. But I look forward to seeing you all appear in the next one. Enjoy.